Jordan. A spectacular move.
Be clown.
Bring it home, Kobe, baby. Oh, he came up behind him like a librarian. He never heard him.
That might be one of the craziest knockouts I've ever seen.
Welcome back to the Casual Fan Experience, guys. Three of us here today, Tommy and Luke. Starting with you, Tommy. How are you, mate? Deliberately did it because I thought you were taking a drink.
I'm very good. It's good to be here.
Good stuff, mate. Lukey, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Good once again. Good to be on the potty. Good to see all the boys get around it. So yeah, let's get started.
Great to be here. Look, obviously NBA season finished not that long ago. Free agency sort of, I guess, still going, but it's right towards the end of it. A few things will still shake out, but it's never too early for an all too early predictions video for the upcoming 2023-2024 season. So we'll go through a few things and give our picks. These are all pretty much all players except for obviously champions. So let's start with champions, boys. Who do we think? Who do we have as our 2023-2024 NBA champion?
I'll let Coop start with this one. Who you got?
Pretty sure you already know who I have.
Oh
The
no.
Warriors are running it back. They are. Just trust. I watched the Steph Curry documentary last night, and that was just like God's gift from Earth, pretty much.
Oh
They're
my
running
gosh.
it back. They got Chris Paul now. He's going to be like a wizard. He's going to give Steph the ball. Steph's going to shoot. Warriors in
Bro,
five. Warriors in four.
What an expert analysis.
Yeah,
that's what
bro.
I'm
That's
saying.
just
Bro, Steve Kerr, if you're looking for an assistant, man, you got Tommy Cooper. Chris Paul gives Steph Curry the ball. Steph shoots.
That's all you're going to do. Just give him the ball.
oh
And they got Wiggins. Like, come on.
look, man.
Come
Look,
on.
even though the argument was simple, you cannot argue with it. It's probably just because it was that simple. So, I mean,
know.
fair enough. Fair enough. If I'm going to pick a champion, I think I'm going to go with the Suns this year. I want to go with the Lakers, but I just think the Suns, their big three is one of the best big threes we've seen in a few years. And then I just think they really won free agency. A lot of their moves I think most of their low key moves have been really good. They're big, like they're really highly announced moves. Like I think Bobo, he's not going to play. He's going to be asked, but like a lot of their other low key moves, like Eric Gordon, Josh Okogie, guys like that, and like keeping him, I think they'll all be really good pieces for them throughout the year. So yeah, I've got them winning the championship. I think.
Yeah, I'll just up Suns for a little while. And obviously I'd love to say Lakers, but I just don't see it happening. I've actually gone for Milwaukee Bucks. I think they're going to come. I think they're having a big season this year. I think
They were probably my second choice as well.
Yeah, I think Giannis is obviously still a top three player in the NBA, and he's got just like their collection of players are perfectly complementary, and I really like it. I think the Suns have a lot of overlap in their players and the way they go about their business, and I think that could cause some problems. So yeah, Milwaukee for me, I think, and also there's the Suns won't be able to stop anybody scoring, so
yeah,
I think it hurts their chances a fair bit. Moving on, next big one, MVP boys.
I really like my pick here.
Oh,
Bro.
It's not Steph. It's not Steph.
Oh, thank goodness,
I was
Coop.
going to put Steph, but this is from left field, you may think, but I honestly think the MVP will go to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Oh, I don't hate that pick. Actually.
Yeah,
He was for me, but yeah,
he was pretty dominant last year in what he did, and he's just going to rise to another level. He's got Chet to throw lobs to. Chet might be a bit of a better Victor. That's a tongue twister there. I reckon Shai's going to be the MVP.
I like it. Yeah, I like it.
He's gonna have to win a lot of games, but I wouldn't put it beyond him.
Probably has to win a lot of games, bro. He just needs to probably sneak into at least the 6th seed, I reckon.
Oh,
but if he could take a young,
I think for Shai,
a young OKC team to the 6th.
I think for Shai, he's got to be like to win MVP. You got to be at least top 4. I know Jokic did it as the 6th seed, but that Jokic season was different. Like,
but I feel like a Shai season to get the 6th seed will have to be different too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
Like
that is especially because the West is stacked.
Exactly.
The West is stacked this year, so.
and they're not like they haven't. They're young still.
Yeah, no, I do like that pick. I went not super left field, but I had the Suns win the championship. I'm actually going to go Devin Booker for my MVP. I think I just feel like KD gets injured every year. He has a stretch where he misses 20 games. And I think it'll be something like, I think that'll be something people will use the MVP argument. They'll be like, Kevin Durant mixed X amount of games and Devin Booker still helped the Suns stay good. So I think it might take the Suns a while to figure it out at the start of the season. But I think once they get it going, I really think Book could be right in that top contention for MVP.
Yeah, okay. I've got probably one that's a fairly common choice. I've got Luka.
Yeah, that was who I wanted to go with.
Eye-watering stats. I think they're going to be better this year. I think he's going to. I mean, it looks like he's been in the lab too. So, I think a big year incoming for Luka, and I think they're going to be significantly better with like a full off season with him and Kyrie figuring it out. And I actually don't hate the Grant Williams edition as well. So I think he's got a few extra pieces there. So I think a better season from him, and we're going to see some pretty crazy numbers. So
they just have to find a better center than Dwight Powell because they need to play some defense, bro. They need to play some defense, man. And JaVale McGee's not that. So yeah. Anyway,
no, fair enough. Moving on, rookie of the year might be a little. Who we got? Luke, you can start, mate.
You know what? I'm a massive Vic advocate. I wouldn't say massive. I think I'm a bigger Vic advocate than you guys are. I actually don't have him winning the Rookie of the Year. I think he could struggle a little bit adjusting the NBA ball. We saw him in Summer League. He was a bit, I don't know. Second game was good, but he was a bit shaky. I'm going with Chet Holmgren winning the Rookie of the Year this year. I think the Suns will win it. Like they'll win a fair few games this year because they have a decent roster. He's got a full NBA season, not NBA season. He's got a full NBA basically off season under his belt now. Over all these other rookies, so I've got Chet Holmgren winning Rookie of the Year this year.
Well, that surprised me.
That did surprise me too.
I think Vic will have the better career because I think he's got the higher potential. But I think at the start of this, I think just his first season, he could struggle just a little bit, and I think Chet might put up some better numbers. He'll also win a lot more games.
This will surprise everyone, but I actually have
win MVP.
I have Victor winning.
What? This is the biggest plot twist I've ever heard.
The reason I have is I think Victor's shot blocking totals will be slack.
Yeah,
just because even if he's not a plus defender, like he will block so many shots just because of his beneficial being tall
and agile.
I think that's going to be like he's kind of agile. I think that's going to be like a massive defining factor in the Rookie of the Year race. I think he's going to struggle to shoot. I think he's going to struggle to score consistently, as rookies always do, but particularly when he's coming in as the number one offensive option on a team as a rookie, he's going to struggle significantly to find exactly how he is that he scores in the NBA. He's not strong enough to go to the post. He's probably not agile enough to play purely on the perimeter. So he'll have to find his zone. But I think defensively, there'll be some pretty big stats, and I think that'll probably propel him to the top.
Definitely plot twist for that one.
Yeah.
I do love how you called him Rookie of the Year and then basically bashed his whole game. But
no. He's got to figure it out. But I think you'll get a lot of love.
No, I do agree. He got it. I think he needs a bit of time to figure it out. Potential through the roof though.
But now for the real Rookie of the Year, it's going to the man with the coolest first name in the world, Scoot Henderson.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Scoot. Like the man's built like a brick shit house.
Difficulty for Scoot is that
he's going to go where he
when
wants.
Does Dame get moved?
Yeah, Dame has to get moved.
Yeah, I'm backing Dame to get moved.
That's fair. I'm backing Dame to get moved as well.
Scoot's just going to
scoot
to the basket. Yeah.
Yeah.
another expert analysis from
He's going to scoot into some buckets.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
He's a bucket. Scooting bucket.
On to the next one. Defensive Player of the Year. I've got
I guess.
On you go.
I was gonna start. I'm going with my Lakers home pick. I'm going Anthony Davis. I think during the playoffs this year, I think people remembered why he was one of the best defenders in the league. I think purely he's the best defender in the league. I think when he's playing his best basketball, he's the best defender in the league. So I just went with the best defender in the league, and I think it's Anthony Davis. He's got to play enough games. The Lakers have to have a good defense, which I think they will if he plays games. But yeah, I'm gonna go Anthony Davis.
Nice done. I've got Evan Mobley. I think
that is also a good pick. That was my second pick.
I think he's going to have a really, really good year. I think the Cavs are going to take another step, and I think defensively is where they will particularly do that, and I think he's going to be the anchor for that. And he was close to winning it last year, and I think
He was
just
top
a little
three.
bit of improvement. Yeah, a little bit of improvement, and I think we'll see him there. So.
I'm gonna go Rudy. Nah, just kidding. I'm going Giannis.
Secco. Oh yeah,
I'm going
Yeah,
Giannis.
Giannis.
Yeah.
Because I like with you who say like the Bucks are gonna like win the chip. I honestly reckon they have one of the strongest cases for it, and it's gonna be led by Giannis. And we know how good of a scorer he is, and also his defense as well. So I reckon it can be the best in the league.
Absolutely.
You could probably also argue that Brook Lopez might take a step back, so Giannis needs to have a bit more of a burden defensively as well. So not a bad pick at all.
Yeah. Now this next one was probably my toughest choice, most improved. I think there's a few guys that are going to take a few steps this year.
You boys are going to like my pick.
I want you to go first then.
Well, yeah,
go.
lead the charge.
Lead the way.
It's Austin Reeves.
Oh,
okay.
I actually don't.
Yeah,
go.
Sign on to some coin. He's going to have a bit more time, and he's just going to develop his game even further. Like everyone knows he can sometimes play my career on the court, and he's just going to play my career for the whole game. LeBron's going to take a step back. Anthony Davis is going to be Anthony Day-to-Day Davis again. Someone's going to pick up Austin Reeves.
Okay, look, I don't hate it.
Yeah, no, definitely don't hate it. As a Lakers fan, I would love that. But no, not definitely not a bad pick though. I think he's someone who can definitely take a step this year.
Well, I think like we look at his last year and like the total was only like 10 points per game, but you got to remember like so much of the season was spent on the bench. So you look at like what he could do in extended minutes, and we could, even if that jumps to 16 to 17 points a game.
Exactly.
It's a pretty substantial lift.
Fuck me. We're gonna have to edit that out. Fuck
no, hell no.
I'll leave it in, bro.
Oh,
that's a TikTok right there.
That's bullshit. All right, let's get moving. Keep moving.
Yeah, I tossed up with this. I've actually got three names, and I'm still kind of figuring out which one I want to go with. My name number one was Mikal Bridges. However, I think he had too good a second half of the season to win it this year.
Yeah, I fully agree with that as well. I think that's why he won't win it.
Yeah, so I've actually got, I think, an interesting one. I like Tyus Jones for it, to be honest. He's going to be starting point guard at the Wizards. He's going to go from about 10 points, 5 assists to probably 15 to 16 points, 7 to 8 assists, from about just under a steal to nearly 2 steals. He gets a good amount of steals per 30. So yeah, I think he's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, so that was my pick as well. So it's thrown me a little bit. But
I mean, you can pick him as well. That's fine.
Well, I'll go a different one. I'm gonna go Shaedon Sharpe. I think Scoot coming as a rookie might not be the number one offensive guard on that team. I mean, there's probably Anthony Simons as well, who's a shout for most improved as well if Dame gets traded. So, but I do think if he gets traded, Shaedon Sharpe could really take a big step. He's mainly off the bench last season, could start a lot of games this year, and could score a lot of points, which a lot of the most improved guys do. So, yeah, should be interesting to see. So,
yeah, great. 6th man of the year. I'm going to lead us off. Cole Anthony is winning 6th man of the year. I know it's a bit of a love affair, but it's happening.
It's not even that bad of a pick either, because the guard rotation in Orlando is pretty deep, but he's probably the best. He's probably the best out of those backup guards, because you'd say Markelle will start probably.
Yeah, I think Markelle's going to start. I think they showed that last year. I disagree with it, but I think it's going to happen. But I think Cole will get good minutes off the bench, and I think big year.
If he ups his efficiency, he's a shout.
Yeah.
But yeah. For my 6th man of the year, just quickly get my notes up. I actually had Chris Paul.
I
went Chris Paul. Yeah, I think that like the argument for the 6th man of the year this year is going to be, they're going to base a lot on his veteran presence in the locker room and all this shit. And so he'll still probably average 8 to 9 assists a game off the bench. Like he might average 9 and 9 kind of thing. He will play in the crunch time minutes. He'll play in those big moments. He might have some good moments this season. Hopefully he doesn't look any worse than last year, because he didn't look great last year. But I think there'll be a lot of the off the court stuff that'll help him get this award.
Yeah, fair enough.
So yeah,
I mean,
that's my pick.
I hate Chris Paul as well. You just
I thought you would, not gonna lie.
I'm underneath me, and you said pretty much all I wanted to say.
Fair enough. No, that's fine. Oh, I'm moving on.
Pat Bev. No, I'm kidding.
Pat Bev.
Oh, the veteran presence in the locker room.
Moving on. First time All-Star boys. Who we got?
Jordan Poole.
Oh, yucky.
Yeah, okay.
It's left field. I sort of feel like he's gonna. It looks
Surely,
like he
if
hates life
surely
out
if
there.
he's like
He could just
a
take
first time
shot
All Star,
Jay.
he's got to be in most improved conversations then as well.
Yeah, true fact.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like
I
he
mean,
was
he's gonna get
getting.
tons of opportunity. He's gonna chuck
Mm.
it. You know what I mean? He's
He could win MVP. Who knows?
gonna chuck
Yep.
But I just reckon he's gonna have the green light to do whatever he wants, and he didn't have the
Mm.
green light in Warriors, and he did whatever he wants. So he's
it. Yeah.
he's
The,
gonna,
the
Yeah.
ultimate green light.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
So he could just hopefully lead that team to win like maybe 3 games. But who knows?
Oh, yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Well, for me, I think I've got a couple. I've just picked a couple obvious ones. I think you could either go with Jalen Brunson or Mikal Bridges. I think both of them are almost locks for All-Star game this year. If they carry on with how their second half of the season did last year, I think both of them will both be pretty locked in the All-Star game.
Yeah, cool. I've got a little bit different one. I actually nearly had him down for most improved, but I think he's been too good. I want Cade Cunningham. I
No,
think
I thought I know
very
you're a big K guy, so
yeah,
I thought you
massive
picked that
Cade
as
guy,
well.
bro. Massive Cade guy. I think he's obviously last year he was like 19-5-5 or 19-6-6 or something. Obviously had a bit of injury and whatever else. I think he's gonna come back big. I honestly think we're gonna see like a 25 point per game, like maybe 6 and 7. I think it's a big year for him. There's very little help there. There's not, there's very much, his team, and I think I think we're going to see an All-Star appearance for him. I'm very disappointed though. It
Yeah.
was my year for Kevin Porter Jr., but I don't think it's going to happen now that they've signed the
No,
people they
it's
have. So
no, it's not, man. No,
yeah,
he's a guy I thought about for biggest disappointment actually, because I think he
yeah,
won't get any
that's
minutes.
fair, bro. That's fair. Oh,
But
let's do that. Biggest disappointment. Who we got, boys?
oh well, I did say Kevin Porter Jr. He was a guy I thought about just because I think with all the people the Rockets brought in, I feel like he's going to get lost in that team. But someone I want to put Brandon Miller, but I'm not going to because he's a rookie, and I feel like that's a bit harsh.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with James. I'm gonna go with James Harden. I think he's gone out this year. He's gone and requested a trade. Let's say he goes to the Clippers. I think he'll have a fine regular season, but I think even if he does go to the Clippers, I reckon he'll disappoint in the playoff once again. And I think it's going to be one of those things. It's like, mate, how many trades do you need to crest? How many All-Stars, All NBA people do you need to play with? I think personally, I don't really see him having a good playoff performance. So I think he's probably going to disappoint us in the playoffs again. Let everyone down. So I'm going with James Harden.
fair enough.
He'll be great in the regular season though.
That's fair. Tommy, who you got?
Victor Wembanyama.
Oh,
I
okay.
knew- I had a good
get
feeling
him.
someone would say that.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's gonna be his prospect. Oh, he's gonna be rookie of the year. He's gonna change the game. Brother's not even gonna do anything. He's just gonna go out there to be the ultimate role player. He's gonna get 10 points, 38 rebounds, 2 blocks. That's about it.
38 rebounds.
That's a lot of rebounds.
Bro, he's not even that good of a rebounder for a big man either.
yeah.
He's tall.
Yeah,
He's tall though.
This is another one I had a few down for, and I sort of tossed. And I feel the one I'm going to go with, and I don't like that I'm going with it because I actually think he's got a fair bit of potential, but I think he's going to get similar to the Kevin Porter Jr. one, but just at a different level. I've actually got Jalen Green, and I think
Yeah, that's another guy I thought about.
I think there's going to be a few guys taking shots for him, and I think he's like they had some serious like issues I think around like the culture that had been built in Houston, and so I think they brought in some of these guys to change that. I think Jalen may struggle a little bit, particularly early in the season with that shift of personnel, where he may not necessarily be the guy, even though he probably should be, but whether he will be as much. So yeah, Jalen.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys on that Rockets team that need shots. Like,
yeah,
it's. I mean,
some of
them don't need it. Like maybe
some of
Fred
them shouldn't
VanVleet
get it.
and Dylan Brooks, but bro, there's going to be a lot of shots going around, and I think Jalen Green might lose a few. So yeah, that's a good pick.
Biggest surprise, boys.
Come on, Coop, start us off.
Ben Simmons becomes an all-star.
Oh,
He's back his All-Star way.
He's
Yeah,
back to All-Star
Look
ways.
out.
I mean, if that happened, I think everyone will fall off the earth. But like,
Yeah.
it would certainly be a big surprise. Who knows what
Yeah.
can happen with that dude? He
Yeah,
could
man,
just
who
wake
knows?
up and just be like, "I'm back."
Yeah.
Or just wake
I
up and be like,
just remember how
"My
to play
bad."
basketball again.
Yeah, because he used to be pretty good at that.
He was for a little while.
He was.
He could shoot a basketball. No, I'm just kidding.
He could
Oh.
pass. He could pass a basketball.
Yeah. Well, for me, my biggest surprise, I didn't think anyone would have this guy. But it was Tyus Jones. I
Yeah,
think
nice.
I think he might be the best guard in Washington. I don't like Jordan Poole that much. So anyway, yeah, Tyce Jones is my guy.
For me, I'm actually on Scotty Barnes. I was a little disappointed with Scotty Barnes'
But
like development for a little. Like he kind of hasn't taken steps, but I think with Fred VanVleet out of there, I think they're going to see a lot of Scotty Barnes as the like hybrid point guard. And I think we're going to see some pretty cool stuff from him. So whilst I don't think he's going to have an all-star year, he's going to be good.
I still just don't know if he's ever beating the autism allegations though.
No, he's definitely
I
not.
I don't know, man, bro. Some of the shit is just
There's nothing wrong with autism, guys. But
no, not at all. Not at
he
all.
1000% has it.
Oh, for sure.
And the final thing, boys, the last one, the most exciting one. Next star to request a trade.
I think if everyone's got a few names, I reckon we all name them because I have a few.
Well, I've only got one, man. I looked around like in the teams and stuff. I can't really think of someone who's going to be like, I want out, other than one person.
Okay, give us that one person.
Karl-Anthony Towns.
Oh, he's on my list.
I think
He's
the writing is on the
3.
wall. Anthony Edwards is going to be the guy for that team. I don't think Cat's going to love it. So I think he's going to want out very quickly. In this season, once he does realise that this is Ant's team now. So Karl-Anthony Towns for me.
Oh, that was exactly my thinking. He's one of the people on my list. Coops, you go.
Well, I don't know if you all agree with me, but it could happen. Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, okay. I don't think after the 304 million.
Nah, the man can't go left. Can't do. He's just gonna. It's just gonna get to his head, and then he's gonna think it's the Celtics. Like they've tried every single year, it hasn't happened. They're still gonna stick with it, and then he's gonna be like, you know what? Okay, I'm a $300 million man. Get me out of this bitch, basically.
There you go.
Yeah.
So speaking of the 300 million, before we move on, funny thing, I saw this the other day. So the first $100 million contract was signed in 1996. It then wasn't until 2017 that the first $200 million contract. But like now we're only 2023, and it's a $300 million contract. So it's accelerating so quickly.
It's just inflation, man. It's the government. It's the Constitution. It's it's just the vibe.
The vibe.
Yeah. Well, other than Cat, he was like my main one. I thought I'd like finish with, but
What did he say?
a guy I think the highest profile caliber. Oh fuck. Anyway, skip. The highest profile guy I thought about, I think, is Joel Embiid. I think
okay.
Let's say James Harden gets out. He'll be basically there by himself. Tyrese Maxey's one of the most overrated players in the league, I think. And I think he could very well just want out. So send it to the Knicks. But yeah, and then the other guy I thought about who I think is a pretty high chance is OG Anunoby. I think he's been asking to dribble the ball a bit more every single year, and they don't want to do it for whatever reason. I don't blame him. Like, he's a good player, but I think he's better as a role player. So I think that he could want out just asking for a bigger role. So we'll see how we go with that one.
Absolutely. Well, that's it for this one, boys. So good job. Let us know in the comments if you've got any different takes, and peace out.
Lovely. See ya.
Thanks, boys.